What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Solo Leveling Arise video, and we have some more news. I love these damn notices. They're always the most fun things to read because it's like a bedtime story, but it's the morning, so we're going to do morning time story with your Uncle Payne. Hunter and Blessing Stone balance adjustments. These are pretty damn huge, so strap in. You're going to see why these guys need balance changes, and our boy JINCHUL yet again is on the list. He is honestly the $1 million man. They got to keep repairing this bad boy until they finally get it right. So we're going to go through all the list, guys. Talk about all the changes that are happening. There's some pretty big ones. So strap in. Get ready for this. It's going to be a bumpy ride. All right. So first off, that's right. JULYUPDATELIVE already getting adjustments. All right. So passive details, magic reactions. She had nothing before. Now she has a passive. Decreases the target's recovery rate by 4%, stacking up to 20 times. So you guys can see now she also has an unrecoverable rate, very similar to Chot. Kind of giving her a lot more utility. I personally love this character. A lot of people skipped her, and I don't know why. I kept telling people you should hold on to her because there's going to be some content that's probably going to be coming out that you may want to like use her for. I still strongly feel that's going to be the case, and now they obviously made her a little better. So here you guys can see the old advancement tier 1 was when kill shot hits an enemy. Now it no longer needs to hit an enemy. The user just needs to use it. So the moment she uses it, she gets the increase to their core attack by 30%. So no longer requiring to hit. So in case you miss by accident because you misaimed or the game just is buggy, it automatically activates anyways. And then when the user uses their core attack, it also grants madness before it needs to hit the core attack. So both of these things again are changed. And then now when you do Hellfire, super armor is in effect, so you no longer will get stunned, if interrupted, etc., knocked back, etc. So the move will just work nonetheless. All right, so very, very good additions to tier 1. I have her at tier 1, so I'm very happy about these. These are some fairly good changes for her. Tier 3, when trick shot hits, it grants the attack effect. Now it just uses. Again, same scenario as before. Doesn't need to actually connect. As long as you use it, you will get that buff. So tier 3, like I said, was the best advancement for this unit for free-to-play players. But of course, tier 1 was still very, very good. So if you do happen to have her at tier 3, you got a little bit more utility out of her. Again, with the fact that you don't actually have to hit the opponent anymore. You just have to use the actual skill. Kill shot, Hellfire, perfect shot. Skill increased range, which is insane because she's already hitting pretty much across the damn board. Just to keep an enemy in sight until hitting the enemy. That's actually really good because sometimes they were not adjusting accordingly. It would just hit straight and the enemy moves and you kind of missed. Now it's adjusting it to make sure it continues hitting. And then the trick shot, perfect shot decreases skill cast duration when casting the skill, so you're going to be able to cast them more often. Might cause a little bit of an MP issue overall, though. These are very, very good changes. They're not massive changes, but they're good changes. They're changes that will make her a lot more viable, especially the recovery rate one with a passive detail is incredible. That's going to be an awesome way to keep things from recovering, especially in POD, stuff like that, right? Where especially if you're a newer player. All right, so here it is. Woo! JINCHUL, our boy. I'm not dressed like him. I apologize, guys. I was not prepared for another $1 million man adjustment to him. But we have some pretty big news. This is actually the best they've done with him. And I'm very happy with these changes, and I'll explain to you guys shortly why. So first off, passive details. When the user uses dash, it increases the power or damage of suppressed mediation of power by 30% for 6 seconds. Now, it's the same thing and grants them super armor. Also decreases the cooldown of dash by 1 second. Or by 1 second. So you'll be dashing more often. This man's going to be running around everywhere. Sonic the Hedgehog over here. So much needed. I think the super armor especially is really important. Advancement tier 2. Now this is where it gets really interesting as it goes down the list. And there's one big advancement I'll show you guys very, very shortly at the bottom. So advanced tier 2, your defense penetration increases to 10% instead of 8%. You guys notice some units are now starting to get a lot more defense pen, which is a good thing, by the way. So not everyone needs to be built with crit and crit damage. A lot of units are now going to be focusing on defense penetration, which is actually a very good stat. Anyways, advancement tier 5. This is where I think things get really cool. So when the user uses their basic attack 4 times, it activates tier 3 passive, okay? And then the basic effect granted by judgment skill and advancement tier 3 will not be applied. But here's where it gets really good. No longer is he not breaking with his basic skills. He's actually now doing weak break damage with any basic attack that he does. Improve the after hit delay of stage 3. So this is very, very important because he actually was lacking in break damage even as the main windbreaker. Now they've given him this. This is incredible. Now the other 2 things are even better. Suppress, when the skill hits, it inflicts stun on the target for 3 seconds with a 20-second cooldown. Wicked way to stop things from moving. An amazing crowd control. Stunning is so important in this game, especially from like the spider going up, enemies casting skills, etc. Right? A great way to interrupt things and get yourself the extra little bit of time you need to pull off more DPS or a break, whatever the case may be, right? So incredibly well put together. I think this is an important skill. And then these last two here are the most important ones, okay? So mediation of power, when the user uses the skill, it grants a shield equal to 2% of Wu Jinchul's defense, the team members for 20 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. So now he's providing shields to everybody, which is amazing. But look at this. When the enemy enters the break state, so as long as the enemy enters the break state, all team members with wind damage increase by 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 12%, excluding the user of this skill. So this is when you go advancement tier 1 to tier 5 with the weapon advancement. Okay, so this is the weapon advancement. Keep that in mind, not the actual. So for those people who fucking kept telling me they melted his weapon, and I kept telling people, stop melting people's weapons. You're going to need them one day. I've been telling you guys this from day one. Early access, day one to today. I have told you guys, stop doing this. Stop melting people's weapons for other weapons. It's not worth it. Hold on to everyone's weapon. This is the reason why. Look at this. His weapon now provides additional wind damage to all users. So Miri, when she comes out, Dongsu, or whoever else is coming out wind, I think Geto Ryoji was considered wind as well too, will now get advantage of this. And I'm telling you guys, stop melting people's weapons. They're going to buff them. This is a massive, massive buff. And this is going to help wind damage users excel a lot. And now it's actually worth, and it's infinite duration. Infinite duration, guys. Okay? So I think it's important to actually get his weapon up. If you plan to use a wind team, that weapon is going to boost wind damage by an extra 12%. That's insane amount of damage, guys. Okay? So, Choi Jong-in needed these buffs. Okay, so defense penetration moved up by 16% with his passive instead of 12. Advancement tier attack went up to 12%. So again, they're giving him more attack. The fact that he can't crit is a big deal. Advancement tier 4 increases the user's fire damage by 16%. So this wasn't even there before, I don't believe. So a little bit more. Advancement tier 5. Now Rain of Flames and Flame Spear will pass 2 times faster, and the power gauge recharges by 0. So they're giving them more, not just the ultimate, but also the 2 skills that go along with it are going to be getting more as well too. Recharge core attack upon using spark. Basic attack 6 times will now only require 4 times instead of 6. Rain of Flames increases skill hit range, which was required because, man, the skill hit range was so short on this. Same with Enforced Rain of Flames and Mega Crater. Again, skill range is much higher, and same with Flame Spear, much higher. Okay, so all of those things are now much, much better. Cha Hae-in, now this is actually really good. When the skill hits, it applies the Waltz of Sword Dance rather than whenever you crit. That's huge. That's huge. No longer requiring the actual crit itself to make the waltz work. That's incredible. Cooldown is 12 seconds though, rather than 20 seconds. So that part that's actually a good thing, I think. I think it's a good thing. I'm pretty sure it's a good thing. Maybe not. I have to see this one. But they've added now unrecoverable to the waltz. So now you no longer have to do the second skill to do the unrecoverable. You're going to get unrecoverable quickly from the waltz as well too. And Waltz of the Sword in team mode, during duration becomes 6 seconds. Duration becomes 6 seconds instead of 12 seconds. I don't know how this one works. We have to double check. I think this is when she's in team mode, team fight, like when in the raid mode. I guess the actual skill itself lasts for 6 seconds instead. Increase the recognition range of the dancer skill using during auto battle. Okay, that's good. There you go. Emma Laurent, at 15 instances, the heat emission applies to team members as well. Now they increase the fire damage by 7.77%. Now she's giving more fire damage, so her and Yu are going to be incredibly put well together with Choi. So now you have a ultimate fire team. Also, tier 3 now applies 5 instances of heat absorption when entering the stage. Display shield effect now when the shield is there. So now I know she wasn't. A lot of people know she had a shield because they never showed the effect. But if you looked at the HP bar, the shield was always applied. So there you guys go. Those are the big ones for the characters. These are some pretty big changes, guys. JINCHUL especially got a massive change. So I'm actually curious to see how well he plays now. Please stop melting your SSR weapons. For the love of God, unless you've maxed them out, stop it. This is why. All right. Now, Blessing Stones. You guys can see the increase of the Wolf Assassin has gone up to 20% with normal monsters, 7.5, 12, and 20, respectively enough. Conqueror of Adversity. This is a big one, believe it or not. 1.6 to 2%, 2.4 to 3, but the 4 to 5 is big. So if you get a legendary version of this, this is actually a really, really strong skill because it increases HP, defense, and attack by 15% once you get the full stacks in, right? So pretty damn good there. Kandura's Blessing increases your max HP a little bit more than before. Still never use this one. The Demon Slayer actually is kind of nice because now it gives you MP recovery as well. But again, with kind of useless because you can basic attack, get your MP back quickly. Not a big one there. Tenacity is actually nice. It actually increases defense as well as the amount of damage you take lowers too. So 20, 30, 50, but you also get the defense as well up. And this is good because some actual skills and some weapons scale off of defense. So might see more of those, right? Tenacity. So Kazaka's steel skills will actually now also reduce the damage taken, but also increase the shield received. So if you're running a shield team, not a bad choice. Survivability again. Really, DPS is king in this game. So these are changes, but they're not massive changes, but they're good enough for the moment. Chains of Blood. But your damage taken is increased by 10, 10, 10% all across the board rather than the exact same amount of 18, 30, etc. This was insane amounts. So I'm glad they've just reduced it down to 10. It makes more sense this way. HP extraction, you recover 2% of your HP when hitting elite or higher mobs. So this is now just giving you more HP recovery. And those are the big Blessing Stone changes. Blessing Stone changes are decent. The character changes are huge. Well, there you guys have it. Thank you for watching. This is Payne. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.